Hey guys, this is your boy Dino aka DRP here, and welcome back to another video to my channel. Another video of me reacting to the latest death battle, guys. I'm so sorry. I think you guys saw my last video anyways, of what how things are going to be. Luckily I had one pre-recorded video I totally forgot to post up, so that was one of the Hololive songs. So I was like, yes, I'll post that. So I had that posted. So today I'm off. Woke up really late though. I don't wake up until like fucking 11:30. I was like, Jesus Christ. Normally not like that. Normally I wake up early to go into the gym, like on my days off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some videos done, and if I do have time, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the gym in the afternoon, see how that goes. So yeah, as you can see from the title, I'm gonna be reacting to the newest death battle that came out 4 days ago. Simon the Digger from Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann. Sorry, that's how you pronounce it. I think Gurren Lagann versus Rayner from White Lantern. I'm assuming White Lantern is a DC hero or character. You know, considering Green Lantern. I thought it was Green Lantern, but it turns out it's White Lantern. Gurren Lagann, I think it's an anime, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong with that as well. But yeah, I have no idea about either of these characters, I'm afraid. So unfortunately it's gonna be one of them where I'm gonna watch the research and I'm gonna probably make them, you know, the wrong call again. But we'll see. So without further ado, let's get right to it. I'm not gonna waste too much time talking about this. Let's get to it. PC screen's up. Start recording's fine. What's the volume like? Volume's good as well. Okay, everything seems fine. Yeah, everything seems fine. Right, let's get to it, shall we? I've also been experiencing some issues with my face cam, so if it does, so every now and then I'm gonna check my face cam. I am sorry about that, but it has to be done. But we'll see. Let's get to it, shall we? Alright, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
Simon the Digger.
Simon.
Rayner, the White
Simon.
Lantern.
I thought it was Simon. It's Simon. Okay, so they kind of pronounce it differently. I just went Simon the Digger.
Two men born of Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity.
He's Wiz and I'm
Okay.
Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I like the animation. It looks very different.
Deep underground, Jiha Village lived in dreary isolation, oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave.
That's where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty. Oh, and his little brother from another mother, Simon. He was there too, I guess.
Simon was a digger, content to drill
Okay.
endlessly through the dirt, until the day he found the core drill.
A key
Oh.
that activated the mysterious buried mech that Kamina named Lagann. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky
Oh.
was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the Earth for humanity, scoring
Oh.
a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
And as befits
Gurren.
Kamina and Simon's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann.
With Kamina piloting the body and
right.
Simon the head, these two were unstoppable.
Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across
Wait, so if the brother's controlling, if Simon's controlling the head and the brother's controlling the body, does that mean it's going to be technically two people going up against Kyle Rayner? I think, maybe, I'm not sure. But then it does specifically say Simon the Digger, so the brother might not be there. I'm not sure about
History,
this.
Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower and capable of making any weapon they can imagine.
Including missiles, a
It
jet,
runs on willpower, merges with large machines. Okay.
a sunglasses boomerang, and of course,
Drills! Wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the Giga Drill Bureku!
Jesus
Side
Christ.
note, it is so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills. That's like if I made booze or something, my whole personality. What up?
with Gurren Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Until Kamina died. Oh, wait, shit,
What-
was that
what?
supposed to happen?
Nope,
Huh?
and it was all Simon's fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price.
Shit,
After all,
no!
He was just a humble digger, at home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit.
So
Oh,
his
wow.
big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simone who believes in you. Damn.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time.
Now
was
it makes
Simone
sense.
who found Lagann, Simone who pierced the surface, and Simone who would now lead humanity to victory.
Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But
Oh.
victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Remember
Okay.
how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns
Yeah.
out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that
Oh.
all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and madness, the spiral turned
God.
outward spins forever into infinity, the
Oh,
perfect
shit.
representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Potential Simon would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral.
Oh, shit.
And this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
I was gonna say, what? He just ripped into space and traveling through space? I was gonna say,
Channeling spiral.
okay, also the whole brother thing, let me just check my FaceTime. Yeah, the whole brother thing, I was gonna say, so it can't mean that he's gonna be fighting along with his brother. Now it makes more sense the brother dies. Spoiler alert! But it's an interesting show, actually.
Power lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simone can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions. He can
Different realities, higher dimensions. Fine, as you do. Wait. Spiral power exponential adaptation, so you can adapt to any situation. Self-repair, force fields, energy absorption, reality warping. But this all goes... Oh my god, okay. Moon-sized full droids that are... Oh my god. Okay.
can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Creating the Arc Gurren Lagann,
Arc
which
Gurren
is
Lagann.
strong enough to shatter space and time with a punch.
Or the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimension.
Oh, fuck
all
off!
within a Planck instant.
That's
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. What?
the smallest unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light.
What?
Well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Move over, SpongeBob. You've been dethroned. Oh, and the guidebook says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
But it wasn't enough to escape the anti-spiral's greatest trap,
Huh?
the multiverse labyrinth. An attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse, forced
Oh,
to
shit.
experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind,
Oh, that's
permanently
fucked.
arresting him in a dream world.
I was gonna
Except
say-
Simone and his spiral power are just built different. And after being inspired by his bro, Simone absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning Simone absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions is basically infinite, Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely, thus an infinite gap in size and scope.
What?
Oh, we're just getting started. Imagine a two-dimensional
Exactly, that's my reaction. What?
drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay. That's not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon, who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann.
Oh
And
my
that
God.
author's spiral power made his fictional Simon real, adding another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution.
Oh my
Tengen
God.
Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Oh,
This is when
no.
Gurren Lagann gets actually fucking crazy. Like shooting missiles that alter probability so they have a 100% chance of hitting you. Or
Oh, fuck
tossing
off.
galaxies around like frisbees. Sorry, did I say
Galaxies. Tossing galaxies like... Dude, why is this show so fucking crazy? Why haven't I watched this? Hey guys, sorry about that. The last minute or so before the research of Gurren Lagann ended, the camera fucked up, unfortunately. So I won't be able to show the rest of that last minute, I guess. So I do apologize for that. I know I've been having issues like this. I'm gonna eventually find a way to get this shit sorted. But from what I've seen of the research of Gurren Lagann, I don't know how, like, who, what's this character's name again from White Lantern? Carl Rayner. I don't know how he's going to even hold up, like, a candle to defeat this guy. Like, his feats needs to be just as crazy as Gurren Lagann's feats, or Simon the Digger. It has to be on that level. Otherwise, I just don't see how this works, because his powers work on willpower alone. Obviously, he lost his willpower. He let his willpower waver, and the cost of it was his brother's life. Since then, he's had so many support from his wife, friends, and everything, and now leading the group. Like he just never lets his willpower waver, and as long as his willpower is there, the guy could do anything and everything, and it's just stupid. It's ridiculous, man. Why haven't I watched this show? It's crazy. But without further ado, let's just continue to the rest of the video, I guess. Yeah.
Is a dangerous place.
So this is the next research.
The universe is a dangerous place. Should you find yourself face to face with an interdimensional vampire, alien dictators, or this one really pissed off cat, you know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps. They're the Space Fuzz, an intergalactic police force founded billions of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
And the greatest Green Lantern among them was everyone's favorite, Hal Jordan.
You know him. You love him. You might hate him. But you gotta respect the man with a will as unbreakable as Hal's.
Until the day his will broke.
After his hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
So, was Kyle picked for his indomitable willpower like Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on. Must feel good being given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence to
Tell me
figure
about
out
it.
on your own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space Wheat, and a sentient fox can master it, what's your excuse, Kyle?
The Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Stupid,
We're exaggerating?
right?
Well,
So
consider
busted.
the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Boozer Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the Crisis on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
Okay, so it's the same aspect. The power comes from their willpower and their imagination, essentially.
Well, Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps. Kyle's imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist. And we know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Super fighting robots.
That's actually really cool.
Looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Eternity, yeah.
A 12.3 dimensional Big Bang. Wait, 0.3? DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
Oh,
so
fuck
it can
off.
blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-death. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
For how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle finally got serious. He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story, he had to master all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors, each representing a different emotion. The yellow light of fear lets Kyle manipulate the worst horrors in your mind. The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm, which sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is powered by hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space.
It reduces the opponent's will? Excuse me?
Him to others.
The final one was the Sapphire Light of Love. With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh, self-love. I get it. Must be nice. And with their powers combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged, and Kyle became a White Lantern.
Okay, so that's where the White Lantern comes from.
I was hoping you would tell me what you were thinking.
Oh, I insist.
I insist.
I insist.
These ads, bro, these ads.
Set salary expectations from the start and skip the awkward chat.
With total control over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless in a death battle than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other Lantern in existence.
Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation, like the Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the Life Equation. Essentially the source code to reality, the Life Equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The Life Equation, like its counterpart, the
contain the supernova supernova survived the Big Bang that created the DCU, outsped the laws of physics, surpassed Hal Jordan's power, resisted the anti-life equation domination, mastered the emotional spectrum, defeated Wonder Woman, Parallax, and Mazo, Oblivion. Okay, I knew that his, like, the White Lantern had to have feats that are on par with Simon, if not bigger, because it's the DC universe. It's like, when he goes into White Lantern, it's kind of like game over, especially when he has all of those, masters all of those colors. Like, to be able to reduce the opponent's will, and then trap them in a sort of a hallucination, like some sort of reality, like, made up reality, right? Which is what happened to him. What happened to Simon, it was like this sort of attack that, or this move that trapped him in some sort of hallucination with his brothers and shit.
Anti-life equation is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lanterns. And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
Interesting. So he struggles to contain it and becomes Oblivion. Okay, yeah. Right, okay. So it's a power that he can't control. So, and they mentioned it a couple of times that his weakness is himself. Damn, this is difficult. He became too powerful. It could end up corrupting him, right? I don't know, man. I really don't know who's going to win this. I genuinely don't know. I was so fixated that Simon is just so busted beyond belief, but then... Oh, Rayner. Man, the White Lantern is pretty damn busted as well. It's a DC character. You expect DC... You expect characters like from DC and Marvel to be fucking busted beyond belief. Oh my god. But what caught my attention was the fact that he has the abilities to reduce the opponent's will, and if he does reduce Simon's will or Simon's will, that could be very detrimental to him. I might end up making the wrong choice again. I'm gonna go with Kyle Rayner. It's just my heart is saying Simon. Like, I was just so busted. I was like, I love this. My brain is saying Kyle Rayner. I'm gonna stick to Kyle Rayner, but I won't be surprised if Simon beats this, like, by all means. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the White Lantern. Let's go.
Hey, remember Beerus versus Sailor Galaxia? No?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's because it was taken off YouTube for being too anime. But we've got a solution. It's our own website.
Fuck off.
That's www.death.
Fuck it off. It was too anime and they made... Oh, fuck off, YouTube. YouTube is the fucking worst, man. Like, sometimes YouTube does these things that it's just... You just can't explain why they do it. It's just so dumb,
It's like our own private Patreon, with a store for death metal merch, and there's even...
Okay.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Let's go with the White Lantern. Okay, I'm keeping my eyes on I keep my bet on White Lantern. Oh shit, already they're fighting, huh?
Alright, I'm not rusty at all.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
Oh, he just came to punching at him. He used the vacuum.
I'm told I'm bad with authority.
Tell me about it. 4.
Oh, stop. That was funny. Oh, they're already in space.
That's nothing. My drill will pierce the heavens.
Dang. The art. Oh god. What, you went to White Lantern already?
That's really cool.
It is really cool.
Lantern. We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Break the unbreakable.
If you ain't know,
Now you know.
Oh shit.
I'm Simone the Digger. If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it
Oh shit. Oh boy, there it goes.
stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends.
I don't think that's gonna work on him though.
Hope for the
Is it?
future.
Is it gonna work on him?
Choose life.
Have faith in the Simone.
Yeah, his brother! His brother's come through! His brother's actually come through for him. Fuck off.
Gurren Lagann! My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens! Giga Drill Break!
Oh my god. This is a crazy battle. Dude, why are you smiting, bro? Oh shit. Is that what, a black hole? Infinite. Oh my god, this is stupid, bro. This is so dumb.
Super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day, in blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power.
Yo, what is this? Yo, what is this fight?
Let's see you grit those teeth!
Got him. Gurren Lagann got him.
You'd make a good lantern.
Simone of Earth, you have been chosen.
Simon and
Who the
Earth.
hell do you think I am?
What? Yo, Simon. Oh my god. Oh my god, this was a great death battle.
KO! For the guy with the snazzy sunglasses! When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards.
Yeah.
Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate
The
potential.
willpower,
First
Simon
up,
had it, bro.
Imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle
the
could adapt
guaranteed
considering
hits.
his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drill. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger
Yeah.
willpower
Wins.
Both
Yeah.
can manipulate reality
Essentially.
on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as
This was
Simone Kyle.
ridiculous.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to
Yeah.
determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So
Yeah.
just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing
Yeah.
the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant.
That is
Simone
crazy.
made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle. Especially since
Oh my
spiral
God.
power also lets him regenerate his body down to an
Yeah,
informational
that
level.
can't- yeah,
Kyle's
that-
never
yeah.
destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge.
You see, I should have noticed, bro, because the thing is, it needs to be recharged every 24 hours. See, I forget things like
Especially
this.
since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Mia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was
Yeah,
just as
that's
much
not
a
so.
detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
That is
Pretty
that's-
similar level of
that's-
reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's.
Yeah,
Isn't that how-
it's the highest. His highest peak point is unlimited. As like there's no end to. There's no like limit to how much he grows. It makes sense,
All
man.
of
Like
Simone's
it makes
battles
sense.
usually go anyway. That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
That
So
is wild.
Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater.
Yeah.
Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simone's unstoppable evolutionary potential would shatter even this lantern's light.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner is Simone the Digger.
See him on the
Next
dick.
time on Death Battle.
Oh, what? Who's next? What? No, stop.
Subscribe and
Tomcat versus Wile E. Coyote. Oh my god. Okay, cool. You see, when it comes to cartoons like this, they can do anything and everything. They just can't die. Like, okay, man. This Kyle Rayner's canonically a huge fan of Gurren Lagann. Wait, what? What the fuck? Reasons why Kyle would win. He's that guy. Reasons why Simon would win. He's that guy. No true fan of Simon the Digger ever speaks ill of Royal Kind of the White Lantern. Here's to two goats. Kyle taking a look at the immeasurably enormous drill coming after and smiling and summoning a drill of his own with all the colours of the Lantern's top 5 death battle moment. I'll make no arguments. People really liked it. Oh man. I swear the best death battles are just love letters to the characters. This was a really good death battle. That I really enjoyed it. I definitely really enjoyed it. It was just so... There was a... You see, when it comes to a death battle like this, like with two characters die, their potential is limitless to a certain extent. How you could animate it, the sky is the limit, right? And they've done a tremendous job of that. So, well done, Death Battle, to do this. On that note, I'll end the video right here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to smash the like, man. Comment, share those things to see more content of me doing more Death Battles like this in the future. However, if you guys are new to the channel, considering that subscribe button and join the DRP Guild today so you don't miss a single video from my channel. With reactions to Hololive, reactions to Death Battle, reactions to any other videos, main content series you get to see on this channel. So be sure to come in, subscribe, most importantly, have fun and join the journey with me. So as always, guys, this is your boy Dino signing out. Have a nice day, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, peace.